Indian Tech Icon Spotlight, where we celebrate leaders who drive meaningful change. I'm Sheetal Acharya, and let's welcome on the spotlight today our guest, Saurabh Goel, who is a dynamic force redefining energy transformations across continents. Hi Saurabh, welcome to our show and really looking forward for our conversation today.
Hi Sheetal, nice meeting you and thank you for the opportunity. Very humble to be here.
Thanks Saurabh. So let's start with the career journey, from where it all began. What led you to get into tech?
Well, I'll take you back from where it started, right? After my MBA, I was campus placed into an IT company. From there, I went to BP in London, British Petroleum, and did my first project as a BA. Loved it through and through, learned a lot about how to handle customers, how to do requirements, shaped me on who I was in terms of business understanding. Moved to US from there back in 2007. Into Chicago, leading pricing applications again for BP. Learned a lot about how critical systems are managed. I used to manage all of 10,000 retail sites in US for BP. From there, moved to Houston in 2011 with Marathon, upstream and downstream business. They were splitting their business. Learned a lot about divestment. Shaped me who I am in terms of how to handle very complex digital transformation programs. From there, actually, I got an opportunity to work in Qatar. So I was in Qatar for a year handling the LNG business. Did that for a year, moved back to Houston and worked with Chevron there. And that's the time I joined Shell. Shell gave me an offer and they were setting up an office in Bangalore. And they say, hey, well, we go to Bangalore. And I moved to Bangalore then. My first time working in India, though I'm from India, right? And I was managing a team of about 180 people, leading the divestment. And I think that shaped in me how to manage larger teams, multicultural teams, different locations, and still keep delivering things, right? Shaped me as a leader who I am today. Moved to Canada about 5.5 years back, did some consulting for Shell and then joined Enbridge. And again, loving being here, loving being in the Canadian tech industry. And so here we are.
Wonderful. And yours has majorly been into energy.
Absolutely. All energy industry, multiple, all the big names I've worked with is energy. Yeah.
Great. So would you be able to share about your current role? What are your day-to-day responsibilities look like?
100%. So I'm the director for operations within Enbridge. I manage all their central IT, all their regional IT. So what I mean is all the laptops, whether it's a field worker or it's a CEO. So everything is done by my team. So that's one part of the job. Then I manage all the Microsoft contracts, right? All the collaboration services. So anybody working is through my team. Then I manage all the platforms, right? All the, anything which changes in the system is done by my team. All the mobility is managed by my team. So all the mobile, everybody traveling. And then lastly, all the service desk, all the service management operations, and all the telephony customer care is managed by my team. So huge portfolio. I manage a team of about 200, 250 people, including vendors within Enbridge. So that's nutshell my role.
You manage a big team. And I think your initial days started with managing a big team. So how that has shaped you as a leader?
Yeah, I think I was fortunate enough to get work with people or leaders who gave me the autonomy, right, to work with. And very early in my career, I was doing bigger programs. So I think now my leadership style is similar, right? I give autonomy to people. I trust people. And I push them, but in a good direction, right? So I think it's all about getting people to a point by encouraging them, and that's what I do in my leadership style.
So sort of being into, most of the times into energy sector. So how do you see companies getting evolved over all these years, like starting from the days when you started and now?
Yeah, so I think oil and gas industry by its nature is a very risk-averse industry, right? So you don't deploy things which are coming right away in the market, right? So very risk-averse, old, aging workforce. And that has been a challenge like 18 years back when I started or now, right? It hasn't changed. But I think what has evolved is the way we are now using, for example, agentic AI, right? The co-pilots, all. It is removing some of those problems and making the industry much more agile, right? So today, we are not dependent on people that much. We can do much more easy transcript of things. We can get the knowledge from brain to paper very easily, right? So that agentic AI, the co-pilots of the world, has made it easy for us to do that. Now, and the industry if you break the industry from upstream, downstream, and midstream, where I work in, it has evolved massively, right? So upstream business, where finding oil, where directional drilling was tougher in those times, is becoming easier and easier by technology. Midstream business, where Enbridge operates today, right? Things like smart pigs. Today, we can run a pig. Pig is a device which you send through the pipes to collect data. Is so advanced. You can know the nature of the pipe. You can know how it is. Is it corroding, and kind of take proactive measures. And downstream, right? Today, everybody wants to sell more. You go to a Shell station, and they're selling convenience and everything. So I think it's all about making it more customer centric in the downstream business. So it has evolved a lot. By using technology, by making it more user focused, and earning money, but still making it more and more user centric, rather than just being technology or an oil and gas industry. We sell oil, right? So that's what I've seen evolving in the industry.
Absolutely. Now, talking about the challenges in these industries, when you lead such big transformation projects, what are the common challenges when you interact with your customers in implementation?
Yeah, so the glad part is I'm the customer now, right? So, but what I see still in the industry is, right? So, as I said, we have a very aging workforce, right? The change management, I think, is still the most difficult aspect of it. I'll give you an example, right? I was working with Shell, and we were doing a big digital transformation where we were redesigning how they do the taxes. And I was going to Krakow to work with the team. People were so resistant to change, right? So how do you make sure that you get people together is still a challenge with oil and gas industry, right? Again, because of the nature of the work, because of the risk averse, and because of the aging workforce. And I think that challenge still remains. What I do personally, because I've led multiple of these, is transparency, right? And now use of some of these technology in terms of how do you make people together with less travel and all of that. So I think, again, the challenge remains same. It's just how you tackle it, how your leadership style evolves from it.
Wonderful. Talking about your leadership style again, right now, when you manage a team, what are the core values you look for in your team members? Of course, the technical skill sets are one important aspect, but other than that.
Yeah, and you said it right, Sheetal, right? For me, I think technical aspect, yes, obviously, you should know how to do your job, but more important is your attitude, right? How do you gel with the team? That's what I look at my leadership about it, right? If you have a good attitude, if you can do that, then I think it is much better. Now, I also look at integrity, right? I think that is very, very important in this day and age. If you do not have integrity, whatever you have doesn't work, right? For me, it's about communication. It's about how the team communicates with each other. Do you have motives of your growth or a shared vision, right? That's important. I said that. And then integrity. And then, how do you work together? The attitude part of it. I try to cultivate that in my teams, larger teams, multi-located, geographically located teams. So that is very, very important.
Absolutely. Now, you have worked on both the sides, like being a client now and you were in consulting before. So how do you see that shift?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think from consulting point of view, we are a profit center, right? So you sell, you make profit. It's a different ball game. From a customer, client point of view, it's all a cost center. So the game is different, or the way you operate is different. What I see is, right, so I buy from all the vendors today, right? And, in humbleness, nobody can fool you, right? Because you've seen this, you've seen what's sold. I guess that's the most important part of it. Because I have that experience of how consulting organization work, I can operate much better as a client, right? In terms of buying, in terms of directing, in terms of getting the work done, and still, working with the team along with. So I think that's what has given both these experiences to me.
So Saurabh, how do you see Calgary evolving in the overall tech landscape?
Well, I think a loaded question, but let me just break it a bit apart. So when I moved to Calgary 5.5 years back, right? What I saw was an influx of more and more technical people as well, right? Like me, right? In leadership role, in technical roles. And I saw some of the captive centers being coming in. You saw the announcement from Infosys. You saw more and more hiring. Suncor moving all their offices from Toronto to Calgary. So I think there is that influx coming in of one, talent. And second, the captive centers in terms of, can we set up something in Calgary? Because one, I think it's a little bit more affordable location. Second, it's people are coming here, more tech people are coming here. So I think it is evolving. Are we there yet? No. but I see good signs of it being more and more getting into this point where tech people come in and there are more jobs generated, and we get to the point where we all grow in tech industry here.
Absolutely. So, are you involved in any community services or giving back to society?
Oh yes, I think we all should, right, in our role. So I think a couple of things I've done and I do is, one, I'm part of SATE Science. The kids come in and they do science projects and we kind of rate it. So we as an Enbridge team go, and I go there as well. So I was there, I guess, in March this year. We were rating people from 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. It was a great experience, and I do that every year. Then I was also part of the Women in Technology. So there is a company here where we kind of go in and present and do projects with them a little bit, right? So those two are areas I want to do more, but I think time is always a constraint, but that's what I've done in Calgary.
Saurabh, if you have to give one piece of advice to the young aspiring leaders in tech, what that advice would be?
My advice is it'll not be tech specific, but I'll say be fearless, right? I think one thing which people say about me is I'm fearless. I can go in a room and command it, right? I can ask for a thing. See, I think what happens is a lot of time people have the ability, but they just don't ask, right? You don't ask for difficult projects. You don't ask for, going to a different location. You're always, people, so just be fearless. Ask away. Take challenging opportunities. Just be out there. Tech will follow, right? You would get the technical skills, but I think that attitude aspect of it will differentiate between where you go, your momentum in life. That's what I did. So I guess that's one thing I would say. I'd say be fearless in life.
That's a great piece of advice. Thanks for sharing that. Now, so let's talk a bit about, from where it all started. I mean, your early days, your hometown. How was that?
So I come from a small village in India called Tapukera. It's in Rajasthan. So that's where my parents were from, and I grew up. My dad was in banking, so we moved across. So we were transferred a lot. So I've stayed in a lot of places in India, and that's what I think shaped me. I could go anywhere, I could talk to anybody, I could make friends and all that, right? I did my schooling from Rajasthan, moved to Delhi very young, did all my education, my MBA from Delhi, and then rest is history, right? I've lived in 11 countries, moved across, all of that. Yeah.
Wonderful. And talking about your family, we were discussing, and yours is a love marriage, right?
Yes.
So would you like to share that story with us?
Oh, 100%, right? So I met my wife when I was very, very young. I think we were 15 years old in college. And, it was not that love at first sight or something. We are poles apart. I'm very extrovert. She's a very introvert lady and all that. But I think it was consistent effort from me. I said, no, I want to make you my wife. And, I still remember a story that I was 16, I guess. I went to her home and told her mom that I want to marry her. And that happened, right? 5 years later, we were married. We were married very young. So I think it evolved in college. It developed, it tested, took the time of, we were growing, we were earning money and all of that. And it lasted those testing times, and so we married, and now it's been about 18 years. We're married.
Fantastic. So being fearless is coming from those days.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Those are coming from those days. Always had that ability.
And would you like to share more, like how many kids you have?
Yes, so I have 2 kids, one daughter, almost 14 years old, so teenager daughter. By the way, very difficult to handle teenage daughter. And a son who is 9 years old. Easy to manage, video games and all that. Wonderful, lovely kids. Daughter is in a lot of arts and basketball and all of that. Son is into video games only, right? And football. But lovely kids, amazing time, spending time with them.
Saurabh, are there any hobbies or interests that you would like to share?
No, 100%, right? I am an avid reader. I used to read much more. So I read a lot of non-fiction. That's what I love reading. So that's one of the hobbies. I used to do much more. I want to do more, but I carry some of it. I love traveling. I've been fortunate enough to mix my passion with my work. So, travel and all of that. And then I like cooking. So, in my home, when you make tofu, it's always me, right? So I make a wonderful thing of that. So I think this, and then playing with my kids, right? My son calls me football. So I love that as well.
Wonderful. So your wife would be definitely very happy that you like cooking.
Oh, 100% she is, right? I cook a lot, right? So I take some of the burden away.
Very nice. So you mentioned about books. Are there any favorite books which you read or you want to share with others, like any inspirational book or something like that sort?
Yeah, 100%, right? So I think I read a lot of autobiographies because I think that's a great way to learn from. For example, my experiments with Truth, Mahatma Gandhi, right? Wings of Fire, APJ Abdul Kalam, right? The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma, The Alchemist, right? All of these books, I think, taught me something, right? So I think anybody and everybody should read them. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, again, right? So I'm good in finance. I love those kind of books. So those are things for me which everybody should read.
Absolutely. So, Saurabh, we are almost nearing end of our conversation. It's been really chatting with you. But at the end, we have a round called as rapid fire round. So I'll be asking you some questions.
100%. Let's go.
I'll be expecting quick answers from you.
Sure thing.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, your first question. Your go-to mantra when things go off track.
Just go and fix it.
If your leadership journey had a movie title, what would it be?
Ek tha tiger.
Okay, nice. Which energy source best describes your personality? Solar, wind, nuclear, or crude?
Nuclear.
Okay. Which city taught you the most about leadership without saying a word?
Delhi.
Okay. A talent you wish you had?
Art.
Okay, nice. Drawing?
Drawing, yes. Drawing.
Very nice. If you could time travel, pick one. Past or future?
Past.
Okay, nice. And the last one. What's your favorite one-liner from any film or show? You watch movies?
I watch movies. If you really want something, then the world will conspire it to give it to you.
Did you translate that in English?
Yes. So
from
Shah Rukh's movie, right? So अगर तुम्हें किसी चीज की पूरी शिद्दत से वो है तो पूरा यूनिवर्स उसे देने में लग जाएगा.
Wonderful. Yes. That's what I was looking at.
Yes.
You played really well, Saurabh, and it's been wonderful talking to you. And thank you so much for taking your time for us and being on our show. And we wish you continued success.
Thank you, Sheetal. It was a pleasure, being here, and wonderful questions and great energy from you. So glad I was here, and thank you for the time.
Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you.